And joining us now with the latest consumer trends around the world is Dr. Villy Abraham of the Technology Marketing Department at Superior Academic College. Hey, Villy, how are you doing today?
Hi, how are you?
Thanks for coming in. So we're going to begin with Facebook. There are reports that Facebook reportedly targets insecure young users for advertising. So tell us a bit about this report.
Okay, so there was a study that was conducted by an Australian researcher, and allegedly it describes how teenage users post about self-image, weight loss, and other issues, emotional issues. Facebook confirmed that the research was shared with advertisers, but they say that the article was misleading because they do not follow people and look after their emotions. Meaning the purpose was really for advertisers to learn about consumers' emotions, but it wasn't really intended to target people based on their emotions, meaning the data was anonymous and aggregate.
Okay, so just an algorithm kind of picked up these different things. It's interesting that we're following up here on Kiwi, but so they're just saying it was a genuine mistake. And staying with Facebook, there's rumors that Zuckerberg is eyeing politics.
Yeah, well,
is this true?
At the beginning of 2017, this is what he said, and I'm quoting, his personal challenge is to have visited and met people in every state in the United States by the end of the year. And in his tour of the United States, I mean, it does look like political canvassing. And he even met one Democrat with his family this past Friday, a supporter of Trump. So it does look like he's going into politics.
Interesting. Anyone can become a politician these days, huh?
Exactly.
And Facebook is hiring 3,000 more people within the next year. So tell us a bit about that move.
Yeah, well, in April there were two video posts, really horrific, of killings, one in Thailand and one in the United States. And the thing is that they do use artificial intelligence in order to follow these posts and bring them and remove them, but it's not enough. Okay, so they're going to hire 3,000 new workers in order to do this because this is something that can affect their image, it can affect their the value of the brand, and they're just determined to fight this. So they're going to hire a lot of people to do this for them.
It's interesting because we know that companies are relying so much on artificial intelligence these days and machine learning that they're hiring more humans to go through all of this data. So that's interesting. Yeah.
And by the way, advertisers are not blaming them because they're saying that it's difficult to police so many posts.
Of course.
And they're saying that they're doing a good job, and the police is saying that they're cooperating. Facebook is cooperating with them. So it looks like they're really trying to.
Yeah. Well, on to another company in trouble, Airbnb. They're having a lawsuit. What settlement was reached between the company and San Francisco in this case?
So basically what they're going to do is they're going to supply the city with all the companies or all the listings of people who are listing their apartments on their website. And this is how they're going to, on the one hand, appease city officials, and on the other hand, avoid its market value from decreasing, because they had serious problems. Look, Airbnb is doing good for a lot of consumers. It served 60,000 people in over 60 million people in over 200 countries. A lot of people love what it does, but it was in trouble. A lot of cities are after Airbnb only because it takes out a lot of apartments from the market and makes them unavailable for people who want to buy. And
really live there and settle there for good.
Yeah, we also had an issue here in Tel Aviv with them, but there's no law against it right now.
Okay, well that's interesting. We'll see how that develops. Let's move now. President Trump has introduced more tax cuts. How would that affect Israeli startups? Would it push them to incorporate in the U.S.?
Yeah, well, the current corporate tax in Israel is between 16 and 25%. So if the corporate tax in the States goes down to 15, it means that it will make Israel much less attractive. And it can have a lot of repercussions. For example, less foreign investment. If there's less foreign investment, meaning less money going into government coffers. And another thing is that the dollar will become much stronger, because if more companies invest in the United States as opposed to other countries, it means that the value of the companies will rise. And if that rises, the dollar increases. If that happens, this will be good for Israeli exporters, but less so for Israeli importers, because it means that the price will increase for consumers, and if it increases, it means that people will buy less products coming in from the United States.
Interesting.
Yeah, but there is a tax plan called the Innovation Tax, which will come into effect January 1, 2018, and it will slash corporate taxes to 12%, and in some cases 6%. If we're talking about
here in Israel,
multinational companies with revenues of about $2.6 billion, they'll pay much less. So if it's 6 to 12%, will still be much more attractive.
Yeah.
Then hopefully this will.
But Israelis do famously love America, so any reason to go over there.
That's true.
Villy, thanks so much for this.
It's a pleasure.